is this the best watch release of 2024? It has certainly been a smash hit release. It sold very well. Tudor expanded the Meta-certified Black Bay 41 with this non-limited, all-steel, basic black color scheme, and the icing on the cake is the white tone hands, markers, and index work. No more age cream tone accenting like what is found on my own Black Bay Burgundy in the 41 millimeter size. So this is a pretty significant release. And I think it's a versatile watch. It's a legible watch. It is sized well. The movement has great accuracy. It's shock resistant. It's highly anti-magnetic. And the tactile feel of the bezel action, the crown action, they're both class leading. I think the lume is really potent. And the watch has a vintage-like charm, or some would refer to it as character, but it has a great feel to it. And I think it is easy to see why it is so highly regarded. Now, thank you to Exquisite Timepieces for supplying this watch for a video. This watch comes from their extensive pre-owned inventory. Exquisite is an AD for over 60 luxury brands, but they also have quite a few pre-owned watches which you can search through by price. Now, I'm also pleased to announce that they are becoming a Tudor authorized dealer in the near future. So if you are shopping for a Tudor and you want to buy a brand new Tudor with a full factory warranty, talk to Exquisite. They're truly one of the good guys in the watch market, and I've linked them below. Now, let's talk about the good and the not so good about this Tudor Monochrome, and I'll start with the good. I think this is a very comfortable watch, and honestly, it plays a little smaller than the 41 millimeter size would suggest. This plays more like a 40 millimeter, which could make a big difference to some watch collectors. Now, this also has nice finish work. It has that old school Submariner style with circular brushed lug tops and polished chamfered case edges. It has a very accurate movement with 3 days of power reserve and a Meta certification. So you will notice master chronometer printed here on the dial. This watch also has top of the line bezel action, winding action, and very solid lume. It is exactly what you want to see in a dive watch. And then this also has that adjustable style clasp, a flip lock system, and 8 millimeters of toolless quick adjustment, which Tudor refers to as T-Fit. This also has subtle dial details, just a hint of sunray finishing. It has dimensional silver text and an overall shaped dial. It's a domed dial, which you don't often see. Now, this also has the divisive but distinctive snowflake handset, and I've got to say, I'm a huge fan. I know not everybody agrees, but I love the legibility. I love how original this looks. And yes, I do prefer it to the kind of Mercedes style of the Submariner. Another positive point is the symmetry at play with this design, this no-date execution. I think that does bring some visual strength to the overall product. It has that old school charm of an aluminum bezel insert, a box-shaped sapphire crystal, and it really feels like what a Rolex Submariner used to be decades and decades ago. It's extremely well thought out, it's very well executed, and I think it has nearly everything you could ask for in a proper dive watch. Now, what about the not so good elements? There are really only two things that come to my mind. And the first one is the lack of ARC. There appears to be no anti-reflective treatment, and I think that makes a big difference, especially when you're outside in natural light and you see quite a few reflections off of this shaped sapphire crystal. The other thing is the faux rivet style bracelet. I know some people don't think it's that bad being a vintage inspired design, but I think it looks a little silly. I don't know anyone who loves the fake rivet style, so I say give us the tapering style of the Tudor Ranger. I think that would be more warmly received. And that's really all that comes to my mind. I think this is a very solid watch. I think it makes a great everyday watch, But if you're shopping for something more vibrant, something more flashy, something more noticeable or colorful or has more presence, I recommend going with the burgundy like I did, or maybe another model. I think this monochrome, it's best suited to be used as a conservative daily driver. Now, another question, will this watch scratch the itch to buy a Rolex Submariner? Could this be a Submariner stand-in? And I say no. I think that they are very different feeling watches. Yes, they look visually similar, but they feel very different. If you want a sub, buy a sub. If you want a Black Bay, buy a Black Bay. That said, this monochrome compares very well to a Submariner in every respect. I don't think it's quite as nice, but it also costs less than half the retail price of the Rolex. And if you would like to see a more detailed comparison, check out my video link below. Now, lastly, let me show you this watch next to an Omega Seamaster. Again, it's a very different watch, both in overall size, but mostly in feel. The Seamaster is sleek, modern, and contemporary, very fluid with the curvaceous lines found throughout. The monochrome is like a vintage sub. It's cool, it's understated, and it's a little bit smaller. I know the nominal dimension difference is only like a millimeter and a half, but it does feel very different on the wrist. Now, the Tudor is available on a 3-link Oyster bracelet, a 5-link Jubilee style bracelet, or a rubber strap. So I do appreciate the different options that we have as consumers from Tudor. The monochrome makes a solid case, I think, for the best watch release of 2024. And I know that's a little bit clickbait. I'd like to be a little more specific. It's not like the most exciting release. It's not the most complicated release or the most expensive release. No, I think this is the most practical watch release. It hits all of the marks. It checks all the boxes. I think it's a good one. Again, thank you to Exquisite Timepieces. I have linked their store below. They will become a Tudor authorized dealer in the near future, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. Please subscribe to my channel for more. I've been creating watch content for years. I've done over 1,000 different luxury watch videos. And Google thinks you would enjoy the one linked on the screen right now.